customer is looking to get an estimate to have their sidewalls here replaced. So currently it's in this weird tier type of idea that they have going on here. And we're going to give them a bid. Sorry about if there's airplanes. I had to stop talking. We're going to give them a bid in two different options. The first option is to have tiered walls. The second option is to have it as a straight wall. Both of these options, it's 50 feet from the sidewalk to the 50 feet from the sidewalk to the garage. It's 9 feet along the sidewalk, and then we'll call it returns here of 6 feet in that general range. So. And the combined heights, or the single height, is going to be 4 feet tall. So at the tallest points where I measured, for instance, right along here, this is 30 inches, and that back wall is 20. I'm sorry, that's 36, and the back wall is 20. So if we just kind of step it down and keep it, and we can do some. I told her we could do some grade work. We can keep it at 4 feet as a combined. The combined depth for this, so we don't have to deal with getting a permit and deal with the structural engineer aspect of it. All right. So we've got, like I said, we've got 40 feet. I'm sorry, we got 50 feet along the driveway, and then 9 feet as a return along the sidewalk. If we do a tier, let's call them two 2-foot tiers, and they are going to be stepped down along with grade. So I know it's kind of weird to do a step down tier like this, but it's really the only way to go about doing it for here. All right, so then another area that we have to get to is there's 25 feet along the garage here. Let's see if I can get back up and over here. We've got 25 additional feet that. Here. It's along here, 25 additional feet, and we'll call that 20 inches tall along here that we need to replace as well, and that goes to the fence and then just a little return on the side. So if they decide to do the tiers, hang on, I'm just thinking for a second. There's talk about them setting it back a couple of feet. So if they decide to set it back a couple of feet, we need to put a line item in there to have a return to take into account a return here of 2 feet and 4 feet tall along along the garage here, where it would go from the garage to the wall, and also for the extra dig out, because it's probably going to take an extra dumpster and change to push it back. So if they were to encroach into it. And then there is this tree right here. Put in the estimate that it does not include the charge to remove a tree, because I don't know. I mean, we could cut down the tree, but I'll have to talk to Nick about how, if we want to try and, well, how we want to go about that. We can if you want to just put the bid together, when Nick gets back, I'll talk to him about how we're going to deal with that. Because, like I said, it's not hard to chop it off, but it's to get the roots out so we can actually, if we push, and it only comes into play in one of the scenarios, and that scenario is if it's a single wall high, because otherwise it's if they keep it in the same footprint with a walk or in a 2-tier across here, we can make that work. Also, if we wanted to, we can make it a single height, and then when it got to this point right here, we could return it into the wall, the neighbor's wall that's right here, and just come behind it and have this planter be at this height. Either way, just so you know, this as it gets to this point right here, okay, and it's for about 10 feet here, this is going to get down to the height that it is right here. The height that it is right here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 24, 30. It's going to be about 32 inches at that height, and that's going to be the height that we carry all the way around. We're not going to mimic this. We're not going to mimic this diagonal coming across here. So it's going to stay at that one at the 30. We'll call it 32 inches at this point, all the way around for the lower area. So stone mix, Fond du Lac with let's call it 15% to 20% color. Talked dolomite. Their house is yellow. Talked little weathered edge Chilton. They've got brick in their sidewalk. Because it's a bigger wall, I'm okay with a couple of colors, but yeah, let's call it 20% color, just to as a point to bid it at. So, yeah, I think that's it.